Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about tretinoin and retinal. We have a theme going on here on my channel. I've been really focusing on retinoids lately, and you guys are absolutely loving this style of content. Since I've been talking about tretinoin, I thought I would share a video on things that you should avoid, things that you need to know when you're using your retinoid, whether that is a prescription tretinoin, a retinaldehyde, or a retinol for that matter. So there are lots of things that you can do when you're using these, but I want to talk about the things that you should avoid because there's a lot of things that we really need to be mindful about when we're using a retinoid, especially something at a high concentration, because as you know, these types of products can create irritation and dryness for a lot of people. And also, if you're a beginner, this is the time when you need to be well educated on how to use this product because you don't want to learn the hard way. You want to learn what you need to know now before you start your tretinoin journey, because when you know more about this ingredient and this product and how it works and what you should avoid, you're going to have a better experience. And I feel like a lot of people get discouraged when they start a tretinoin or with a retinaldehyde because they're seeing a lot of irritation and inflammation and redness with the skin, and possibly they weren't told how to use it properly. So it's best to get as much information from your physician, from your dermatologist before you start. But let's say you forgot to ask and you're doing the research on your own, then I hope that you will find this video very helpful because I guarantee you the tips that I'm going to be sharing today will help you with your retinoid journey. Now, I do have a lot of content here on tretinoin. I recently shared the best retinoid pairings. So products and ingredients that you can pair up with your prescription tretinoin or with your retinal to achieve maximum results. 4 signs of aging to help with that uneven skin tone, with acne, but most importantly, how to keep your skin barrier nice and comfortable and moisturized when you're using these. So if you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna leave it below for you for your reference as well as up here. So let's get right into it. Of course, everything else that you need to know, including discount codes and just additional information, will all be linked below for you in my description box. Please don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell, as I'd love to have you all here long term. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well, as it really helps with the channel. So the 2 products that I'm featuring in this video is the Retin-A Tretinoin Cream at a 0.05%. If you've been with me for a while, you guys know that I once used to use the Steiva-A brand tretinoin cream at 0.05%. I'm still using it because I need to finish it up, but once it's finished, I will be moving forward with the Retin-A brand because Steiva-A is being discontinued here in Canada. And I do believe some of you that live outside of Canada told me the same thing, that you can no longer purchase Steiva-A as well or get prescribed Steiva-A. So if you're using that brand, you will most likely have to make the switch over because apparently it will no longer be available. So I will be moving forward with this, and this is basically the exact same as the Steiva-A, just a different name brand. Now the Retinal that I'm going to be talking about today is The Ordinary's newest launch. This is their Retinal 0.2% emulsion, which I have talked about already here on my channel. I did review this and I did show you how this looks on the skin and also how it applies to my skin as well. So if you want to see that review, I'm going to leave it below for you as well as up here. This is an encapsulated retinaldehyde, and this is The Ordinary's strongest retinoid that they have now in their collection. So go and check it out if you love The Ordinary brand. So the first important thing to know is you want to use your tretinoin or your retinaldehyde in your nighttime routine because tretinoin, retinal, these are light sensitive. So these actually degrade in natural daylight, which means that if you use this in your morning routine and you're going outside and your face, your skin is being exposed to natural daylight, then the light is going to degrade the tretinoin, which means it's not going to be effective on your skin. It's very light sensitive, so keep your retinoids for your nighttime routine. It's also important to know not to pair up your retinoid with other types of active ingredients, and it doesn't mean that these are going to conflict with one another and cancel each other out. It just means that these pairings can be very harsh and irritating for a lot of skin types, especially if you are a beginner to a retinoid or if you have sensitive skin. Now, I have combination skin, and sometimes I do forget and I get carried away in my nighttime routine, and I might accidentally use an AHA with my Tretinoin, and then I don't realize until after I've done my skincare routine and I'm putting all my skincare products back and I'm looking down, I'm thinking, oh shoot, what did I just do? And you know, there are times where I will rewash my face because I don't want to create any irritation or dryness, but then sometimes I just take a risk and just say, well, screw it. If I get irritation, I know why. I don't do that often, but sometimes I forget. So if you are using your Tretinoin, your Retin-A with some other type of active like a glycolic or a salicylic acid, and your skin is thriving, you're seeing great results, then keep doing what is working for you. But just know that it can be a very harsh and irritating for a lot of skin types, especially when you pair this up with sulfur, benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, other types of retinoids. So using retinoids with retinoids, that is unnecessary. You don't need to do that. That will definitely cause more irritation and dryness. And then of course, pairing this up with a glycolic or a lactic acid. So just keep this as your main product in your nighttime routine. And if you want to use those additional ingredients, then just maybe alternate your nights with Tretinoin, or use one of them in your morning routine and then this at nighttime. You can use this in the same day as salicylic acid if you choose to use salicylic acid in your morning, just don't use it in the same skincare routine. The next tip, apply this all over your face. Don't be spot treating with Tretinoin or with a retinaldehyde, because what's the point of doing that? The whole point of using a retinoid is to increase cell turnover, to really correct that uneven skin tone, possibly texture. If you have early signs of aging, we want to treat all of that and help soften those fine lines and to create a brighter complexion. And also, if you're someone with acne prone skin like myself, you want to treat your entire face so that we don't develop just acne in one area but then not in another area. So when you're starting with a retinoid, apply it all over your face. If you're someone that can bring this down your neck and your chest, go for it. I personally can't use Tretinoin on my neck or my chest. So what I do is I keep this for my face and I will use this for my neck and my chest, or I will use something else like a retinol or something that I know my neck can tolerate well too. So of course we can treat everything equally, but of course I'm not putting that high strength product on my neck that I know would cause irritation. So just be cautious when you do bring this down your neck, because our neck is a very sensitive area. It can be. My neck is especially sensitive, and we don't have oil glands on our neck like we do on our face. So the neck can be prone to a lot of redness and irritation. So just be cautious, but don't spot treat. Make sure that you do cover your entire face with this. So when we are applying this all over the face, you do want to avoid certain areas of your face when you're using this. So you don't want to put retinoids directly on your lips. You don't want to get too close to the corner of your mouth because you will experience cracking. Been there, done that many times. Where your earlobe meets your jawline, that little piece of skin there, that is prone to cracking. I've been there many times as well. And of course, you do want to try to avoid the eye area, especially the eyelids underneath that brow bone, but also underneath the eye as well. Now, I know that there are several people in this world that do put this directly underneath their eyes. And if you can do that with no irritation, then you do you. I personally can't, because my under eyes, my eyelids would be a mess. I've done it before. I had so much flakiness. My skin looked very crepey and scaly, and it took a long time before that delicate skin went back to normal. So really try to avoid the eye area. You know, you can focus around that orbital bone, like where the crow's feet is and like where the bag starts of the eye, but don't go directly underneath the eye and on the lids, because I'm telling you, it can be disastrous for some people. Even around the nose here can be a problem area as well for a lot of people. I've also experienced a lot of dryness in this area, and I do believe I did experience cracking right where the nose opening is also. So yeah, if you can avoid those areas but apply it everywhere else, then you're golden. When you're applying this, you want to make sure that you are only applying a pea-sized amount. Yes, a size of a green pea. I'm going to insert a video that I shared on TikTok about a year or so ago, and this is a perfect example of what a pea-sized amount looks like. You might be looking at that and thinking, how is that going to spread evenly across the skin? I thought the exact same thing when I first started using Tretinoin, because I know how much moisturizer I apply and serums, and I thought to myself, there's no way this is going to cover my entire face, but it actually does. So when you squeeze out a pea-sized amount or you pump out a pea-sized amount, one pump of this will actually distribute the perfect pea-sized amount. But then of course, when you're using a tube, you have more leeway of how much you want to apply. Once you have that pea-sized amount on your finger, then just distribute it evenly across the skin and then gently massage it into your skin that way. And I'm telling you, it actually does cover your entire face. It really does. I mean, if you have to add a little bit more, like a little bit more, then you do you to cover your face, but you'd be surprised how far a pea-sized amount goes. So anything more than a pea-sized amount could just lead to further irritation and dryness, and it's unnecessary. So even your dermatologist will tell you to apply a pea-sized amount as well. So you want to make sure that you apply these products onto dry skin. By doing so, this is going to prevent quick absorption. This is going to allow your tretinoin, your retinal to penetrate slower into the skin, which then of course will be beneficial for you, especially if you are a beginner or you have sensitive skin, because this is going to eliminate further dryness and irritation that can happen a couple of days later. If you put this onto damp skin, this is going to cause the product to absorb quicker into the skin, which then of course could lead to irritation and further dryness. So anytime I'm using an active ingredient, whether it's this, a glycolic acid, a lactic acid, I always put these actives onto skin that is dry or as dry as it can be to eliminate further irritation and dryness. So put your pea-sized amount onto dry skin. But if you're putting these onto damp skin and you don't see any irritation or dryness and your skin is thriving, then again, you do you and keep doing what is working. Don't overuse your tretinoin or your retinal, especially if you're a beginner or if you have sensitive skin. If you've been using this for, let's say, 4 or 5 months, you're still experiencing irritation, and let's say you're using it every day, then cut it back. You know, maybe use it 1 to 3 times per week, leaving days in between. So maybe use it on a Sunday, then go back in and use it on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and spread out your applications that way. Because if you do that, you might see an improvement with your skin and you might not see that irritation and that dryness that you might be experiencing right now. If you're a beginner, then I would start with once a week, and then maybe the following week go to 2 times per week, leaving days in between, and do that for a while, and then gauge how your skin is doing, and then gradually increase from there, because this will create a more positive experience when you're using tretinoin or with a retinal, and this is going to prevent you from getting discouraged, because some people jump right in and start using it every day. Some people can do that without irritation, but a lot of people can't. So to prevent irritation, start slow, gradually increase, and don't overuse it, especially if your skin is telling you that there's something going on. If you have that compromised skin barrier, your skin is telling you something. And there's one more thing that I want to address, because I do get this comment a lot when I upload videos on tretinoin or a retinal. A lot of people will comment and be like, okay, listen, I'm using tretinoin, I'm using retinal, and I'm using it like 5 times per week, or I'm using it 7 days a week, and I'm not experiencing irritation. I don't have that compromised barrier. I don't have the dryness and irritation that you're saying in these videos. Should I be upping up my strength? Does that mean that it's not working for my skin? And the answer is no, it doesn't mean that. It just means that you're lucky. Your skin isn't reacting to the product, you're not experiencing the irritation and the dryness like a lot of us are. And there's people in this world that can go right in with tretinoin or retinol and not even experience irritation and dryness. It just means that you are one of the lucky ones. But also, if you're using tretinoin or retinol and you're pairing it up with other products and ingredients and you're not experiencing irritation and dryness, then obviously you're doing something right, and that skincare routine is working for your skin type. It means that your tretinoin, your retinol is pairing up nicely with whatever you're pairing up with it, and so keep using what is working for you. It doesn't mean that the product isn't working because you're not experiencing irritation or dryness. Now, of course, you can always have that chat with your dermatologist or your physician and just be like, listen, maybe I might need to increase my strength here because I'm not really seeing results. Then, of course, that's when you can maybe go up a strength. But again, have that conversation with your dermatologist, because remember, consistency is key, and sometimes skincare takes a while to work. And tretinoin, retinol is a journey, and you just want to be consistent and use this product for a good length of time. Some people may see results within a couple of months. Sometimes it might take a year for someone to see dramatic results. It just depends because we're all different. But at the end of the day, consistency is key, and tretinoin, retinol, retinoids are proven to work. So those are the tips that I really wanted to share with you today. You know, things to be mindful about and things to avoid when you're using your retinoid. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and that you found it helpful. Let me know if there's anything that you would like me to create a video on, especially when it comes to tretinoin or retinol. Again, I just recently shared the best retinoid pairings, products and ingredients that you can mix with tretinoin and retinaldehyde to maximize results for signs of aging, discoloration, but also to help with further irritation and dryness. And I've also touched on other things as well, like tretinoin hacks and tretinoin burn, what to do when your skin is irritated. I have all of those videos on my channel, which I will link below for you. But if there's anything else that you want me to touch on when it comes to tretinoin, then please let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely address that video in the near future. Of course, I will have discount codes and more product recommendations below for you in my description box as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And of course, I will see you all in the next video. Take care, and I will see you all then. Bye, guys.